Hello, welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. Um, if you're just joining, my name's Joseph. I'm the president and founder of Whitestone, and just thank you so much for joining us today. This will be the first of four webinars we host this year, where we talk about tackling sustainability through action within Whitestone and the larger world of brand merchandise. Um, whether you're looking to align with environmentally responsible partners or learn how to take similar steps within your organization, you've come to the right place today. Before we dive in, I really just want to take a moment and just say thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen, to learn, and to be part of the conversation. And most importantly, to all of our customers here today. Because of you, we're in business. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing Whitestone to be your brand partner. Through Rise, we have an incredible opportunity to make a difference, to impact the lives of the people in our organization, our partners, and now hopefully the planet. And so I'm really grateful that all of you have joined us today and that you trust us to be your brand partner each and every day. All right. So today, we're going to be diving into the actions Whitestone has taken to weave sustainability into the fabric of our business. We'll explore several of our key initiatives that are helping us tackle waste and reduction of our carbon footprint, which include our circular impact initiative, which is our approach for repurposing and recycling obsolete merchandise. We'll look at our green shipping initiative, which is how we're trying to make smarter shipping decisions in our business, which cut down on emissions. But sustainability isn't just about policies and programs. It starts with a giant mindset shift. And so I'll share how we've educated our team to better understand the challenges and the opportunities within our industry, and how that has shaped how we're operating today. And since we work with hundreds of suppliers each and every year to bring your brand merchandise to life, we're going to share how we've had to rethink these partnerships. And so I'll introduce our tiered supplier framework, which aligns our spend to suppliers who share our values. Whitestone has made real measurable changes, and I'm so excited today to share and explore what that looks like. So let's jump in. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Joseph Summer. I'm the president and founder of Whitestone, and I just want to give a quick 60-second background on myself and the history of Whitestone, and share. This business, for many of you that don't know, I founded when I was 23 years old from a one-bedroom apartment in Manhattan, and the early days were tough. Like many startups, I think we survived through sheer passion, grit, gumption. And you would also know the company better if you knew that this was the product of my college business plans to one day own a leading brand merchandise agency. And you would also know, you'd know me better if you knew that this is the largest company that I've ever worked for. And I kind of approach operating this business from the lens of, would I be proud to work for this company? And so much of my work involves making sure that our people are fulfilled, happy, and building beautiful careers. And so I'm really proud of the benefits package we've created, and creating what I believe to be a best in class, culture first organization. And some of the benefits that I'm really proud of are that we give 100% healthcare and 20% for dependents. And last year, we rolled out a bucket list and life fulfillment initiative, which helps our people each and every year fulfill things on their bucket list. You would know me better if you knew that I went to a hospitality college, and have always kind of taken the approach with Whitestone that this is a hospitality business, and our customers have lots of decisions with where they go and source brand merchandise. And it's our job to create an experience that delights and that has them coming back time and time again. And so, I take responsibility to take care of the people, and in turn, our people have a responsibility to ensure our customers are delighted and they come back again and again and again. And so, for the first 12 years of Whitestone, we didn't have a focus on sustainability. Not because we didn't care, but because honestly, I just didn't know how to approach it. When someone would ask how we're planning to tackle sustainability, my answer wasn't just bad, it was non existent. And the truth was, I just wasn't thinking about it. My focus was on our people, our customers, and making sure we were running a financially sound business. But if there's one thing that you'll know about me, it's this: if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. And I've always had a competitive edge, whether that's with business, running marathons, or playing board games with friends. I don't just show up, I play to win. And that's not a cutthroat thing. It's just it's what pushes me to be the best version of myself and bring out the best of my team. And so it was that mindset that's driven Whitestone. And I knew that if we were going to take on sustainability, we had to do it the right way, and no half measures, and no greenwashing, real meaningful change. And so that's what I told our team at our offsite last September in Denver, that today, bold change starts here. And this isn't just about doing what's expected, it's about raising the bar for ourselves, for our partners, and for the industry. So let's dive in to what that looks like. So this is where we introduced Rise, which is our big, bold commitment to responsible impact and sustainable excellence. In Denver, I told the company, we're not just making incremental changes, but we're making big, bold moves to reshape Whitestone and hopefully the future of branded merchandise. And for us, Rise is where purpose fuels progress. And our mission is simple: create great merchandise sustainably and run our business responsibly. And so that's what RISE stands for: responsible impact. Through RISE, we're focused on making lasting change, prioritizing ethical practices, reducing our emissions, and building a more sustainable supply chain while also inspiring and educating our stakeholders along the way. And then sustainable excellence. Excellence isn't just about quality, it's about purpose. Every decision we make is driven by our commitment to the planet and its people, and ensuring long term success without compromising our values. The goal is to inspire brands, advance sustainability, and set a new standard for what's possible in our industry. And I knew if we were going to move mountains, we had to do it one stone at a time. And so when I built Whitestone's Corporate Social Responsibility Committee, I knew it couldn't just be a side project within our organization. And if we were going to make big, bold changes and integrate sustainability, ethical sourcing, and community impact into our business, it had to be woven into the fabric of the company. And that meant bringing people to the conversation, the right people who don't just care about these issues, but are willing to challenge the status quo and are willing to find better solutions to turn ideas into actions. So I'm delighted to share the faces of the folks that are leading our corporate social responsibility team. These are the people that answered the call and over the past year have worked tirelessly to create and shape the policies and build the initiatives that define Whitestone's approach to running our business responsibly. And I want to give a huge shout out to Thejel, my co-chair, who has been leading alongside me. And to thank these individuals for their hard work. I'm really excited that at the end of March, we will be traveling to Honduras, where we're going to be building an aqua tower for elementary school kids who do not have access to clean drinking water. And while we're there, we're going to tour one of the largest, actually, it's the largest vertically integrated apparel manufacturer in Central America. Reinforcing our commitment to understanding our supply chain from the ground up. When we set out to make an impact with Rise, we knew we couldn't just approach it from one angle because sustainability isn't a one size fits all thing. Every business, if they are going to start their sustainability journey, they're going to approach it differently because each and every business is different. And for Whitestone, being that we're a fully remote brand merchandise agency, these are the 7 key areas that we knew could drive meaningful change. And we kind of consider these to be the pillars that are guiding our approach. And throughout the webinar, you'll see how these 7 pillars are really embedded in everything that we've done. But I'd love to just share at a high level what each of these 7 are for us. First, mindset. Sustainability is a journey, and it's really important to understand that it's not a game of perfect. And so our mindset has been on focusing on daily improvements and measuring our progress against where we were yesterday, and not some unattainable standard. But for us, it's about taking small, consistent steps towards a better tomorrow. Education. I firmly believe that knowledge is the first step forward. And by educating both our employees and customers on the sustainability challenges and solutions, we're empowering everyone to make informed, impactful choices that drive real meaningful change. Suppliers. Sometimes people are surprised when they hear that we don't manufacture any products, but we don't. We're a fully remote distributor. And so for us, that means responsible sourcing is everything. And so we need to align our partnerships with those who share similar values, ensuring that the merchandise we create reflects those values. Products. We've always been an organization that creates trend forward merchandise, and we want our products to be used again and again and again. So it's easier for our customers to choose sustainable options. End of life. This is for us. Sustainability doesn't end at the point of purchase, and we've kind of recognized that we have a responsibility to help our customers manage obsolete merchandise. And so we'll be talking a little bit about what we're doing to help them keep items out of landfills. And then lastly, relating to emissions, cutting operational emissions, reducing our carbon footprint, and then offsetting those emissions. We can't avoid having emissions, but we're making big, bold commitments to carbon offsetting programs, which I'm really excited to share with you. So for us, this isn't just about checking a box. It's about integrating sustainability into every part of our business. And as we go deeper into these pillars, you'll see exactly what we're doing to make that happen. And so our goals are important because I think without measurable targets, sustainability and corporate social responsibility can just be words. But we really want to drive meaningful change. And we think of Rise just like we do any other business initiative. For us, we wouldn't launch a marketing campaign without defining success metrics. And sustainability is no different. So for us, setting goals with Rise ensures that we're committed to responsible impact and sustainable excellence. This isn't just aspirational, it's actionable. So I'd love to share with you specifically what goals as a business we are marching towards. The first one, this is a big one. Our first goal is to offset all of our carbon emissions, which means balancing out emissions we create by funding projects that actively reduce or remove carbon from the atmosphere. I'm simplifying the process by saying that, but it really requires careful measurement, strategy, and action. And so there are many different ways that businesses can offset their emissions. I'm sure you've heard some of these, but they can be reforestation projects like planting trees that naturally absorb CO2. They could be renewable energy offsets, like funding wind or solar or hydroelectric projects. Or one that's particularly interesting to us is methane capturing and destruction, preventing methane, which is a very potent greenhouse gas, from entering the atmosphere through landfill gas capturing or similar initiatives. So these are just a few examples of like what carbon offsetting are. But the key takeaway is that offsets help compensate for emissions, and that we can't really eliminate emissions entirely. But our approach to offsetting emissions first starts with measuring. So we've had to calculate our carbon footprint, assessing our total emissions from activities like shipping, activities like running our business at home, sourcing materials, and producing the merchandise. And then reduction. Before we can offset, we need to cut down on our emissions through efficiency improvement projects and carbon intensity reduction. And I'll share for us, I think reduction for me was something without knowledge or education I couldn't really wrap my head around, because I always thought, well, we're a growth oriented company. We're a company that wants to employ more people and work with many more awesome clients. That how are we going to reduce our carbon if we're growing? But I learned that it's really about carbon intensity reduction, which really is reducing the emissions per dollar of revenue as we grow. And then offsetting for the emissions that remain. We're going to be, and we have invested in high quality certified projects that neutralize our impact. And while it's great to cancel out our emissions, that's only part of the goal. The goal for us is to drive meaningful change in investing in solutions that push our business towards being run more sustainably. And so we have lots of goals as it relates to the certifications and labels that we're striving towards. I believe that anyone can just claim to be sustainable. We've seen that with a lot of products that are sold in our business that they claim to be made of this or made of that. But how do you really know if a business is actually following through? And I think that's where trusted labels and certifications come in. They help prove that we're not just walking the walk, but we're not just talking the talk, but we're walking the walk. And so third-party certifications keep us accountable, and they ensure that our sustainability efforts are measurable, they're transparent, and they ensure that we're continuously improving year over year. So we chose EcoVadis, and we selected EcoVadis because they are a globally recognized sustainability rating platform that evaluates companies on their environmental, their social, and their ethical practices. And they provide third party assessments of how well sustainability is integrated into our operations and our supply chain. And there's another certification that is very common, and I'm sure many of you on this call have heard about it, B Corp. Whitestone, I just want to share, we were considering between B Corp and EcoVadis, and we chose EcoVadis for two reasons. And the first is because EcoVadis is widely recognized globally by Fortune 500 companies on procurement standards. And for us, that's critical in that we really are working in the supply chain. And then the other reason is, as a global company with offices and staff in Canada, Ireland, the UK, and of course America, we wanted to go with EcoVadis, which is a globally recognized standard, and where B Labs, B Corp is primarily right now a little bit more North American focused. And I'm excited to share that we renew in March with EcoVadis, and I'm hoping to share an exciting new rating with everyone at the end of March. The next step in sustainability for us is getting our carbon reduction efforts validated by SBTI, which is the Science Based Target Initiative. SBTI is a globally recognized framework that helps companies set credible, science backed targets to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It ensures that corporate climate commitments align with the Paris Accord, the Paris Accord goal of reducing global warming by 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. And so to navigate this process, we have hired a consultant who has been working with us for the last 3 months. And we have been officially recognized as a small to mid-size enterprise. And we are on track to have our efforts validated by the end of March, which is an exciting milestone in our journey. SBTI provides a clear, science driven roadmap that our goals aren't just aspirations, but are measurable, time bound, and are driving real impact. Many Fortune 500 companies align with the Paris Accord and the Paris Agreement, and so are we. And our goal is to stay ahead of industry standards, reduce our emissions as we grow, and be a future ready partner for our clients. And when I told our entire company in Denver at our September offsite that we were making big, bold changes, I don't think any of them were expecting this, but it's something that I'm immensely proud of. And what I'm also immensely proud of is our commitment to 1% for the planet. For us, this was a no brainer. It allows us to align all of our charitable contributions with environmental partners who are making real impacts in the world and in the communities that we live and work. And this commitment isn't just symbolic; it's action. So when we go to Honduras and we build an aqua tower, we're doing that with a 1% for the planet partner. Our carbon offsets, we're doing that with another 1% for the planet partner. And each member of the CSR committee, I asked them to pick a 1% for the planet environmental partner that is in their community, that they align with, that resonates with them. And each of them picked a partner, and we've been able to produce merchandise for their organizations and hopefully provide them with another tool that can help them share and amplify their impact through the merchandise that we've created. 1% for the Planet was founded by Yvon Chouinard, who is the founder of Patagonia. And he was quoted by saying that it's not about being the biggest or the richest business, it's about being the best business. And the best businesses take care of their people, their customers, and the planet. And that really resonated with me. And that mindset is exactly why I think this commitment matters. It's not just about writing a check. It's about embedding impact into everything that we do. And so I can't wait until we have our impact report ready to share more about all the partners that we've been able to support through this 1% for the planet commitment. And then the last goal for us is education. I think that knowledge is the first step forward. And education turns for us and it turns employees into active participants for change. A company can't claim to be sustainable if sustainability only lives and is understood by leadership or the CSR committee. And so every department from sales to operations, I believe, needs to be aligned in the sustainable choices. And so ensuring that they don't just live in silos, but are spread out across the entire business. And so education is baked into our culture in that we have a training and development manager that focuses on continued education, ensures that every new hire is accurately and intentionally trained. And this isn't just a one and done initiative. And so we've really focused on building out a robust education curriculum built around CSR. And this kind of goes back to mindset, to ensure that this is spread throughout our entire organization. And our mindset is simple. It's meaningful change starts today, and being committed to daily improvement, measuring our progress against yesterday, not against perfection, and focusing on small, consistent steps towards a better tomorrow. And so we built out this education roadmap. We created 11 lessons within our learning management software because we want to empower everyone to make informed and impactful choices as a company, share in the responsibility, and have that responsibility guide our decisions. And I'm really proud to share, and it's a huge testament to the commitment internally by all the staff at Whitestone, that we've completed 298 hours as a company of total education, and we're only halfway there. Here are just a few of the titles of some of the lessons and the things that we've been educating our staff on. We've taught them about the UN 17 sustainability goals. We had a very comprehensive lesson on our environmental policy. And we've had lessons on each of our initiatives, and we've taught them, what scope one, scope two, scope three emissions are. And even at our Denver offsite, we had the founder of Acclimate give a primer to everyone at the company on scope one, scope two, and scope three emissions. So, I think through education, we're weaving sustainability into the fabric of our business. And while it's easy to think of emissions as something that happens like out there in factories, supply chains, or in the transportation, the ways that we ship products, the energy we consume in our homes plays a role too. And so for Whitestone, this is especially relevant because we're a fully remote company. We don't have office buildings or warehouses. So instead of managing a corporate energy footprint, we don't have emissions that are tied to buildings or cars or trucks that we own. Our energy is tied to what we do in our homes. So understanding scope one, scope two, scope three emissions, scope one emissions, these are direct emissions from company owned facilities or company owned vehicles. And since Whitestone is neither, our scope one is practically zero. And that's the same with scope two, indirect emissions from purchased energy, because we don't have any leases. We're not purchasing energy to power our offices, and since we don't operate any buildings, scope two emissions are minimal. And so scope three is really where we live. And this is really what we're focused on. And I think this is really where the biggest impact lies for us. Everything from the products we manufacture to how the products are shipped to our customers, to the homes that our people operate in, this all falls on scope three. And since we don't have physical offices, our first approach to reducing emissions, that's tied to home energy audits. And so we made it a goal that by the end of 2027, everyone at the company would take a home energy audit, a comprehensive assessment that identifies how they can save and be efficient with the energy in their own homes. And when we first rolled this out, I was worried about two things: people being concerned that we're going to have people come to their homes and measure their energy, which I'm reluctant to say no one really voiced concerns about. And two, just the cost of this. But I was really pleasantly surprised to learn that most energy companies that provide the energy for your homes, they do free energy assessments. So it's become easy for us to implement this cost effectively in the business. But we're doing this because we want to empower our people to make smarter decisions at their home, because we think that if we tie sustainability back to their person, that they can really drive small changes in their own personal lives, which in turn lead to big changes at the company level. And then lastly, education for Whitestone is also about being engaged and learning from our industry and our supplier partners. And I want to give a huge shout out to Elizabeth Winbush, who's the PPAI Director of Sustainability. She might be on this call today. Hi, Elizabeth. She has been just such an invaluable resource for us. So incredibly supportive, always willing to hop on calls and help me brainstorm and help me navigate this endeavor because it's a journey. And the journey cannot be done without having the right partners. And she really is doing so much behind the scenes within our industry, helping shape the future for both distributors and suppliers. And she's created this incredible resource of environmentally responsible resource directory that's been a game changer for us, helping us connect with incredible partners, partners that have now helped us measure, reduce, and offset our carbon, partners that have helped us create our circular impact initiative. In fact, the sales team today in their Tuesday weekly sales kickoff had one of those partners for our circular impact initiative present the company. And this partner, they're called D Brand. But if you have any obsolete, outdated merchandise or accessories, they can help us responsibly get rid of and recycle those garments. And beyond industry associations, we've really been having meaningful and intentional conversations with the sustainability directors, with many of our supplier partners who have helped teach us what it means to create products that are also sustainable in nature. So let's talk a little bit about our tiered supplier framework. It's through this framework that we're prioritizing partnerships with environmentally responsible suppliers because as a distributor, again, we don't make any merchandise. So our impact is directly tied to suppliers that we work with. That means sustainability, isn't just something that we do internally, but it's about who we choose to do business with. And so what we realized is that if we're going to make a big impact, we need to do it in a structured approach with how we source our merchandise. So that's where the tiered supplier framework came in. And this framework, the goal is to align with suppliers that share our values. And our goal by the end of 2027 is to move at least 50% of our spend to tier one suppliers. In 2024, only 20% of our spend went to what we now would consider to be tier one vendors. And so, what qualifies a tier one vendor? This might be a supplier that has one verified certification like B Corp or Fair Trade, or they are climate neutral, or they are EcoVadis bronze, silver, or gold, or they demonstrate certain commitments through carbon neutral operations, or responsible material sourcing, or ethical labor practices. Again, these certifications which we're striving for, these supplier partners have already met the rigorous standards to become either carbon neutral, or they're reducing their carbon, and they are weaving sustainability and ethical labor practices into their business. So we want to align Whitestone's mission to build a more responsible supply chain, and that's why we created our tiered supplier framework. And so for us, our business may not have woven sustainability into the fabric of our company until, in the last year, but we've always been a business that has aimed to create better merchandise that people truly want, will use, and value. And so for us, that's not changing. We want to create merchandise that is purposeful, that is filled with personality, and by focusing on quality and by focusing on merchandise that leaves a lasting impact, we're going to ensure that we minimize waste. We're going to ensure that items don't ever reach the landfill. And we hope that you see this in upcoming presentations, and we can get everyone involved through this spirit of just creating quality, purpose-driven merchandise that everyone can feel really great about. Cool. I want to introduce you to our Circular Impact Initiative. I'm thrilled to share this initiative. It's something that I think every customer can benefit from. And I think we've had a mindset shift that it's become more of our responsibility to position ourselves as a company that also focuses on managing the entire life cycle of the products in your merchandise strategy, even if they weren't produced by us. So, our goal is to keep 75,000 items from ever reaching a landfill by 2027. And so, if you have obsolete merchandise that might have old branding on it or old messaging, um, you may have ordered merchandise for an event that you have extras of, and now it's just collecting dust. Um, this is normal, and we want to help you manage this now obsolete merchandise. And through this circular impact initiative, we will help you donate it, we'll help you repurpose it, or we'll help you recycle it. And so we don't want merchandise to be a burden if it's clogging up space or it's collecting dust. We want to help you. And I'm really proud to share that since we launched this in January, we've already helped a major credit card company responsibly recycle 3,000 backpacks. Unfortunately, because of the Stad California wildfires, we had 3,000 koozies that couldn't go to an event that were canceled that we responsibly recycled. And we have helped responsibly recycle 4,500 outdated sales brochures. And I'm really, I think that we will be increasing that goal 75,000 by 2027 because we've received a lot of really positive traction on this initiative. We've created a ton of resources. We've built out a section on our website. We've created inventory assessment tools, resource guides that help you learn about the partners we're working with. And so, if this interests you, if you have outdated or obsolete merchandise, reach out, talk to one of your account managers, and we'd love to start an opportunity to help you responsibly repurpose this. And then the next initiative is our Green Shipping Initiative, which aims to reduce the total number of air express shipments of the orders that we are shipping to you. This initiative aims to decrease the total number of air shipments to less than 7% of all deliveries by 2027. Last year, the total number of air shipments as a company was 18% of the total domestic shipments. And hopefully, through education, we can cut down on our carbon impact because a air express shipment is about 10 times more carbon released into the atmosphere than a ground shipment. And that's impactful. And so we really want to encourage ordering in advance and adopting more sustainable shipping practices. And I didn't know those stats. I didn't know that it took it was 10% of 10% more than a ground shipment. And so we think through education, planning ahead, we can get ahead of this. And then offsetting. I'm really proud to share that we are now measuring, reducing, and offsetting our emissions. And that's possible through our partnership with Acclimate, a leading carbon management platform that is helping businesses like ours measure and account for their carbon throughout through both spend-based and activity-based carbon accounting. Acclimate's their innovative platform allows us to accurately track our business's scope one, scope two, and scope three emissions. And they really empower businesses that are not experts to become their own climate leaders. And so their platform is simple. And any company can adopt a platform like Acclimate if you are interested in also tracking your carbon footprint. And so I'm really proud to share this is a first for us, but I'm proud to share that we have offset our total 2023 and 2024 emissions, which was a little under 4,000 metric tons of CO2 by funding a project with Bonneville Environmental Foundation. And I look forward through our impact report to sharing more about what that means, and all the great work that Bonneville is doing with their organization. And you know, I'm just reminded, and I was reminded again yesterday through a conversation I had with a peer in Ireland. He owns a leading brand merchandise agency that is a little further along in their journey. They're a platinum EcoVadis company, which is in the top 1% of all EcoVadis companies. And I'm just reminded through conversations like that, this is a journey. And sustainability, much like golf, he and I are both golfers. We related it back to golf, that both are not games of perfect, and that it ties back to mindset. That while I wish 12 years into this business we were further along than we were, I'm very happy with how far we've come in a short amount of time, and I recognize that meaningful change, just like how we built this business, comes from daily improvement each and every day, and not measuring ourselves against perfection, but against yesterday. Um, and I'm reminded that small actions done consistently over time lead to big results. And it's this mindset that's how we built Whitestone. Taking a giant leap of faith when I was 23 years old and believing in myself and focusing on small, consistent actions each and every day. I'm reminded that that compounds, and that we're at the beginning of our journey. But I'm young. I'll be in this business for many, 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 many years to come, and I'm really excited to see what we're able to do as our sustainability initiatives compound over time. And so I invite you all to rise up with me with Whitestone. And looking ahead, I'm really excited to share in a few weeks our first ever impact report, which will be a huge milestone, which will share our commitment to corporate social responsibility and sustainability. And this report will be more than just numbers. It will be about demonstrating and showing our transparency and our accountability and our progress towards the commitments we've laid out in our environmental policy. And you can expect data driven insights into our key sustainability initiatives. You can see how your purchases and your work with Whitestone is leading to positive change, whether through sustainable sourcing or the impact that we're driving through our programs. You'll see a breakdown of the 1% for the planet contributions, and where our dollars are going, and the organizations that they're supporting. Um, I'm really excited to share more as we launch Rise. Rise has been a complete labor of love for me, and this report will be the first of many annual reports that you can expect to receive from our company. And we are just getting started in our journey, and I'm excited to continue to share in our progress with you. And we have more webinars coming up. This is the first of four. We've got one that I'm excited to share will be on Earth Day. So mark your calendars, paving the way to sustainability in partnership with one of our tier one suppliers, St. Regis. Um, this will be different. It'll be more of a conversation, and we'll really share more about trends in the promotional products merchandise world. We'll spotlight leading brands. We'll discuss eco-friendly materials and the processes that go into making a product eco-friendly. And then we have an incredible webinar, which will be called Threads of Change, Exploring Sustainable Apparel. That will be in partnership with Sanmar, a multi-billion-dollar company. And we'll talk about the basics of sustainable apparel. We will talk about the role of vertical integration. We'll demystify key certifications that signify sustainable materials and processes. We'll go over smart sourcing tips. Our goal is to do one a quarter, and we'll end the year with Elizabeth Winbush, the director of sustainability at PPAI. This will be shortly after the Product Sustainability Summit, a really well timed webinar where we'll look at industry initiatives, challenges, and opportunities the industry faces, and actionable advice for sourcing greener and sourcing more sustainable merchandise. And I just want to close with expressing my gratitude one more time. I really, I can't thank you all enough for being here today, for investing your time into learning what Whitestone is doing to weave sustainability into the fabric of our business. And I just want to say thank you. And I invite you all to together rise towards a more sustainable future. And please, if we're not already connected, let's connect. Let's keep the conversation going. And again, we're not in business. We can't be in business without you. So just thank you all for being here. It truly does mean a lot. So thank you, and I look forward to staying in touch.